And actually, I think for a lot of Chinese companies listed in U.S. markets, it's essentially game over. This is an issue that has been hanging out there for 20 years. We haven't been able to solve it. I think given the current distrust between the U.S. and Chinese governments, and the relationship is not getting any better anytime soon, there's no way we're going to solve this in the next few years. So the reality is, I think by 2024, most Chinese companies listed on U.S. exchanges are no longer going to be listed in the United States. Most are going to gravitate back to Hong Kong or Shanghai.
And what would be the turning point for that? And when?
We've already hit the turning point. I mean, look at what happened to Didi a few weeks ago. In a way, China's front running this and basically telling the U.S., you can't kick us out of the club because we're leaving. But I just don't think China's government is going to allow U.S. regulators to have unfettered access to internal auditing documents of Chinese companies. And if U.S. regulators can't get access to those documents, then they can't protect U.S. markets from fraud.
Okay, talking about the macro situation in China, something that I have my eye on is what's happening with the yuan. So we saw marked strength in the Chinese currency for a while. I think last couple of sessions, the midpoint has been set a bit lower at a time when the dollar is just zooming ahead. I mean, now at 96.5 for the greenback. How do you think the PBOC would approach managing the yuan from here?
Yeah, so it's interesting. The yuan is one of the few currencies that actually is appreciated against the U.S. dollar this year. It's been supported by fundamentals. Very strong Chinese exports as kind of China's supply chain shows its resilience and is able to make what the world wants. It's also been helped by the zero COVID tolerance policy in China. Chinese tourists haven't been going abroad, and with Omicron, they're not going abroad and spending money anytime soon. That said, I think we got a very clear signal from the PBOC last week, basically telling markets they're okay with yuan strength if it's driven by fundamentals, but they don't want to see a rapid buildup of speculative long yuan positions.